I didn't mean to do that. This isn't Star Wars. Oh my goodness. Okay, I doubt anyone saw that, but if you did, this is not Star Wars. Oh my goodness. We're starting soon. We're starting soon. Sorry about that. My goodness, I just woke up. This is insane. We're going to be making some nice hairstyles today. Don't worry. We're not doing Star Wars. Oh my goodness, that's a terrible thing to occur. Oh my god. Anyway, continue waiting. Okay. I've got the funny out of my system. Or have I? Anyway. Currently putting... Okay, I can't say that, actually. If I say that live, that'd be absolutely insane. Nothing's bad. I'm drinking Coca-Cola. I was going to say, I'm putting you-know-what in my system. But that's just, yeah, we can't say that. I can say I'm drinking cola, though. Which is what I'm doing. I'm drinking Coca-Cola. We love it. Drinking Coke, a cola. That's what we're doing. Okay, I need to stop. Oh my goodness. The funny is not out of my system. As you may have may be aware. Okay, so today we have a few things on the table that we need to address. We actually don't need to address anything. I don't even know why I'm saying that. What we need to do is, first off, switch this to the scene so that you guys aren't absolutely blasted by the spooky intro. But we're going to be working on some more hair today. Now, the main hairstyles are done. I'm thinking about doing the sideburns as a separate thing as well, because I feel like people might like that. Because you have like sideburns and everyone has like their own different ones. I know this one is like that. And then we have the Avama, which has one of the coolest sideburns, in my opinion. Then there is the Parted, which is similar, but it's just one-sided. It's really, I really don't like this hairstyle, but it's still, you know, people might like it. Then there's the Shima, which is definitely the least, it's the most sparse of the, what's it called? Of the sideburns. In fact, I might actually add an extra feather or two, just so I can liven it up a little bit more, but I don't know. And then finally we have the Swordbird, which is equally, pretty good. I might add more feathers to these, because there's only like 3 or 4 feathers that makes up the sideburns. I especially don't know. No, I am going to fix that. You have got me messed up. I want at least 1 more feather. At least 1 more feather. Just like right there. Come on. Let's get this like that. There we go. I've been hanging out with, what's it called? Some cool people recently. It's been really nice. I'm not even going to address who it is. I'm just going to say it's cool people. And then, I've been hanging out with a few of the guys from the, it's a certain, what's it called? It's a Discord involving bards. Just like how this is a bard. It's a bard? No, it's a bard. It's a bard. No, it's a bard. Yeah, stupid! No, I'm just kidding. So, yeah. We're having fun. We're having fun. The people that, okay, that looks much better. I'll take that. I'll take that over what I had beforehand. The Shima, we'll get 1 more here as well. So it's a little less sparse at the top. I just don't like how there's a little sliver of skin being shown. I'd like it if it's less so. That's kind of fine. Right, already where it is. Yeah, that's fun. I don't mind that as much. I don't think that's a big idea. I don't think that's a big deal. Yeah, this is nice. I like this. I'd love the Shima's back part of the head. The back part of the head is probably my favorite thing. Is probably the Shima. Shimas look very nice. The Parted is the wackiest of all the hairstyles because it's just not symmetrical. And for me, I don't like stuff that's not super symmetrical. Hello, ASAP Wizard. Hello. So, but yeah, like I was saying, just things that are not symmetrical are absolutely insane to me. But hey, people like it. People like asymmetry in, oh, what's it called? In styles, I guess. The hope is to actually make some actual hairstyles, though, like the front hairs, because we have the plumage, right? We have the, that's not plume. We have the Aristobird, as I'm calling it, which is the absolutely just like it's the big style. It reminds me of dang presidential wigs, is what this reminds me of. It's kind of supposed to be similar to that, but just a bit different. It's just a really big hairstyle at the back of the head. Then you have the elegant one, which I really like. It's like just a, you know, it's like your I forget the name of it, but like shaman, maybe? That's what I'm going for. Or more along the lines of the like the, are they called Sharpas? I don't know. I don't remember. But like, I love this one. This one's really nice. I like the plumage here. And then the next one is the fin. What's the fin? Oh yeah, these ones. Oh yeah, I named it a fin because it looks like a shark fin. That, well, it doesn't look like a shark fin at all, actually. It just looks like a fin, like a back fin. But some people like that. Some people like that. And then there is the J, which is the most just insane one, I would have to say. If you really want to show off some plumage, you can do so right here. Like, look at that. The colors, you can have the colors. Yeah, there's a lot of colors here, as you can see. You have the long feather, which probably is one of my favorite ones as well. I love just double things like this. Like, this is insane. My main avatar actually has a double tail, which is really wacky. Like a bifurcated tail, not a double tail. Double tail is absolutely insane to me. Don't ever have a double tail. That's actually insane. What do you mean? I'm just kidding. People can do whatever they want. Side feather. Side feather is my favorite thing from The Parted, because the side feather is actually like cool looking. It looks like one of those, like, I mean, the closest thing I can think of is a pimp hat. You know, big old feather, big old long brim. Why did I say long brim? Wide brim. Big old hat, you know. I love this. There's a lot of things you can do there. Maybe I should texturize stuff today as well. Then there's the plume sword, which is a very simplistic design, but it goes well with almost every hairstyle. It's just a really nice thing to have extra. You can mix match it with all the other ones. I mean, maybe that's a bit wacky, but hey, some people like a lot of feathers, you know? Some people love a lot of feathers. This ain't even that bad either. It's just a little funny. This is pretty cool. I love creating stuff. I'm hoping to actually create a bunch of stuff over time. But currently, I don't really have a whole lot working with. I've only sold like a few things so far. So, you know, things are going how they're supposed to be going, I guess, at the moment. Hopefully over time, I'll get more customers and whatnot, and that'll be nice. That'll be nice. Anyway, it's time to actually start working on the actual hairstyles. We only have one so far, like in the front side, which is just this thing that covers the right side of the face. I might need to add a few more feathers here because this is... there doesn't seem to be as many feathers as I want here, in my opinion. Like, there's like, look at that. There's like not a whole lot going on here. I need to add a few more to it. So you know what? We're going to real quick spend a little bit of time on this hairstyle again, just so I have more things for it, you know. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take... we're going to take... you. We're going to take you. We're going to just take one of you, bring you over here, set you right here, take this. There's a much better way to do this, but I really don't care. I'm just doing this the way I want to do it. That looks nice for now. Take this. We will separate it. Take this and combine. The only reason I'm doing it this way is because all the feathers on this one have already been assigned to a specific feather in the UVs. UVs are a whole thing. If you do know how Blender works, all it is basically is all these little faces make up a UV. This whole thing, this is a UV basically, these little things. And what UVs look like are these. And what UVs do is... oh, that's so good. It's the one right beside it. That's perfect. What UVs do are basically, you use these to actually put textures on it. So if I were to texturize this feather, it would go based off of this UV, and I could color it in here if I wanted to, or take it to like a Photoshop software, or even like a separate software that does with like good substance painting and whatnot. But don't, I'm not here to teach a whole lot about this, unless of course you ask questions. If you ask questions, it's fine. I'm not the absolute amazing, most just knowledgeable person on everything to do with Blender and making avatars and whatnot, but you know, I know enough to help people out with some of their problems when creating avatars. So hopefully me knowing a little bit can help you if you have any questions. Anyway, we're just adding a few more feathers in here so that it looks a bit fuller. I might need to actually change some of the designs on some of these feathers because I do like them, but I feel like we could rotation and then bring this out a little bit more. Yeah, add a little bit more of a flare, a Ric Flair even to some of these things. Okay, it's actually pretty insane, the bends here. Oh my goodness. Hold up. We're gonna real quick just see if we can smooth that out just a little bit more so it's not as absolutely conked. That's better. It's good enough for now. When the feathers actually are rotated a certain way or are absolutely insane like this, it definitely makes it a bit wackier when you're dealing with all these feathers over time. The fun thing is that this is actually what they look like, not with all those little grid lines and whatnot. And because they're shaded smooth, it doesn't look like there's any actual like angles unless you look at it from the side like this, and then you're like, oh, okay, well, my goodness, that's a lot of angles. But most of the time, you're not really going to see that. You're going to be like sitting like around here. You might get a little closer. Maybe if if you're getting really close, you can see it a little bit, but it's not that big of a deal. We're not dealing with details here. We're dealing with lots of hairstyles, and you don't want to have too many, because if you have too many, you're just going to crash somebody if they look at you. And we're not trying to do that. We're trying to make something that people like and make something that people will enjoy and wearing on their avatars and whatnot. And that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. Anyway, we got to think of a next hairstyle, I think. And I was going to do some of these over here. That's still so wacky to me. I was thinking about specifically doing this one up here, and the rest of them I'm not going to deal with because I don't really care too much about the other ones. I want to make something that's similar to this as a front hairstyle. And then, besides that, actually, you know what? Hold up. I just noticed something. What would this look like with the parted? Oh my goodness, that actually, that kind of looks okay. That kind of looks okay. Hold on. Hold on. Hold the phone. Hold up. We are going to actually add a few more feathers up here, so this actually kind of goes well with the parted hairstyle, because oh my goodness, this hairstyle just absolutely peeves me. Maybe if I made it better, it would actually look good, no matter what. But for some reason, I don't know. Anyway, we're just adding a few more feathers so that it actually looks quite nice. We don't care too much about the it going into each other like this, but it is still nice to have it to where it's not like going into each other, because if it goes into each other, it kind of messes up the vibe I'm going for. What am I talking about? The vibe? This is why I don't talk about this stuff. I'm just absolutely insane is what I am. Absolutely insane. We get there in the end. All right? That's what we do. We get there in the end, and we hope that it's good enough. Because at the end of the day, putting in the effort is already showing enough to a lot of people. You don't show any effort, then what's the point? I'm just kidding. Sometimes people can't put effort in because of how their situation is. Maybe they're dealing with a lot. And hey, we all have those moments. I'm dealing with a lot, but hey, I'm feeling a little better today, which is why I'm so I guess giddy? I don't know. But we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see what happens. So I'm going to take the side. This. We're gonna get that off the screen. I don't like it. If I don't like it, I shouldn't even put it on here. But it's still here because some people like the style. It's just a thing that some people are probably gonna like it. It's just gonna be there as like its own thing. You know, people might like it. It could be good. Could be bad. Could actually, people could find it terrible. Who knows? Who knows? You know, people. You know, maybe I should redo that style. If I redo it, maybe it'll look better if I actually make it to where all the feathers look like they've been parted over to the side instead of just straight up cut off and then I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, so next up is we're going to take a lot of these feathers. We'll take some of these big ones. We'll take one of these guys from the back. We'll take this one, this one, this, wait, no. This one. We'll take you and you. Link those. Link summon. That's nice. Hold up. Is that good? Okay, yeah. Hold on. We're trying to get a certain amount. Where did I hide these other ones? Is there another one I'm just not seeing? You know what? This will be good for now. Duplicate it and then move it over here. You know what? Hold up. It might be one of these back here. No, it's not. How is it not? How is it not? That's just insane. How it doesn't understand that. That doesn't understand. That doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, take these. We will separate them now. We're gonna call this style the style for now. Actually, it's not gonna be the. It's the front. Front the style. There we go. So it's all put together like that. Yes, this is a hairstyle. This will be it. No, I'm just kidding. We're not. That's not how this is going to work. So the thing about this is we're going to take these, and we want to have something that kind of shoots off to the side, right? We want a pretty good hairstyle that shoots off over to the left and or right, because I feel like you could easily mirror this. It wouldn't be that hard to mirror. And then we'll work on a hairstyle that's more tailored toward people that would prefer covering the whole face, like bangs almost. I have an idea for bangs that I want to try to do. This is not how it's going to look for the moment. I'm just placing these in an area near the place where I want them to go, so I can actually have something to work with, you know. And it's a bit easier. I should just rotate all these. I don't know. I'm just being dumb. That's all I'm doing here. I don't really need to do it manually like this for each feather, but I don't know. I prefer it this way for some reason. I prefer it. This actually looks terrible in the current point. If someone tunes in, they're gonna be like, "Oh my goodness, this dude's terrible at making hairs. What is this guy got? What is he doing? He should just give up." What is even on the screen right now? No. Did I even finish my thought from earlier? I said that I met people, or I was talking to some people. I never actually said who or like what. I did say the Federation people for like the birds. They have a Discord server that's pretty nice. Gotta actually work on that, you know. Gotta actually work on that. All right, that is not what a feather looks like, first off. Oh, I see. This feather is destroyed. All right, we'll get rid of that feather. We don't need that feather anyway. So this is a centered feather, which means it's going to have a bit of an issue rotating. That's too bad, though, because you see, we're just going to do that, and now it's rotated. There we go. Pretty nice. Yeah, that didn't mess up anything. Great. How is this going to turn out? That's the question. I don't know. And it's... I don't know. It's scary. It's always scary, because you don't know how it's going to turn out. Holy feathers, bear mate. Holy feathers. Wait, we'll get the penguin in here. Oh, get a penguin in here. I don't know. I'm just doing voices to pass the time because I have the voices in my mind. Anyway. What? Just actively, oh my goodness, actively making myself sound insane. Yeah, that's what people want to hear. That's what people want to hear. They want to hear about someone being absolutely insane. That's what they prefer more than anything. Is this working? Hold on. This is paused, right? Yeah, that's paused. Okay, I had to make sure about something. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I don't even know what I was saying. Probably nothing important. This hair looks... Oh my goodness, this hair. Okay, so we don't want it to be too sparse. Now that we have all of the feathers aligned in the correct position that I want it to be, we're going to take these feathers and individually move them so that they're positioned properly. So first off, I think we're going to start with decreasing the size of some of these at the bases, so they sort of, you know, fan out a whole lot more. So we don't want them to be big feathers at the roots. We want them to be smaller feathers at the roots. The hope is to make them, you know, sort of fan out so that they, you know, like kind of like that. We'll make it a little smaller there and make the base a little bit smaller as well. Bam. We will take this and this. That's the right one, right? I really hope that's the right feather. That was the right feather. Good, good. We love it. So this one, hold up. I really should do something so I can actually see these and not have to do this, but I'm being dumb. This is not how you're supposed to do this. There's a much easier way to do this, but there. Like simply hiding the body. That'd probably be hiding the body. That sounds nefarious, is what that sounds like. There we go. Well, that's a somewhat okay. That's a somewhat okay. We'll take that as a somewhat okay, is what we're saying here. We'll rotate these a bit more. Take this. I think what we're going to do is we're going to do kind of like this. It isn't... This is a slow process, is what this is. So it's going to take a little bit. I probably should actually get a better, you know, example to look at, because this is nice, but it doesn't really show me much. I just had the thought about something. But if I do the thought, then what's going to happen is I'm going to have to redo all these feathers. That is a... An interesting idea, as I'm going to real quick demonstrate. What if they're feathers that are on their side? And what instead we do is we take this and then we do that, and then bam, right? Right? We do one of these, and then we do that. Just take the whole thing and then just rotate it like that. Like, look at that. Look at that. Would that look nice? Would that look nice? It looks like they have a house on their head. Maybe not like this. Maybe not like this. But a feather that's rotated on its side might work for something later on. Okay. So we'll do this, and we'll go ahead and rotate this one up more. Nice, nice, nice. We'll take this. We'll actually start rotating some more of these toward the center of mass. So it looks like, you know, they're kind of flaring out from that center root, I guess is what you would call that. This does not look good at all. There's something we're missing here, and I think it might be volume. For the moment, we're going to say it's volume and add even more feathers. Because if there's one thing I know, it's that feathers. Wait, you know what? Hold up. This might literally just be the same hairstyle that we have before, but it's a lesser. Or it's more insinuated. It's like longer strands, but, you know... I don't know. I actually don't know, actually. That's the answer to the question. I don't know. I think I want to do a really long hairstyle instead. We're giving up on the idea of the spikes on the side of the head. Because I think what we have going on here is not that kind of style in terms of like the feather. The feather. Dang. I need to bring these down a little bit more. There we go. And I've just gone silent. I'm really trying to think about something. Trying to think about the way I do this. Because, man. This is literally just the hairstyle I did just 2 minutes ago. I say 2 minutes ago. I didn't do it 2 minutes ago. I did like a few weeks ago. But it's here now. Because I wanted to do something a bit wankier. We'll do this, we'll make a smaller version of it, put it here. We'll do another one, put it up here. We'll do this, we'll turn this up. There we go. I mean, it looks nice, but it's not good enough for the hair that we have going on here, I think, is what's happening. Ooh, I just had another idea. Hold up. We're going to take this even further beyond, right? We're going to take these. Oh, we're going to grab one of these, We're going to rotate this one up as well. I have an idea. It's going to be a very spiky hairstyle. Like we had spikes on the example over there, right? For it going, you know, forward and out. Well, this is going to be going forward and up. The entire skull, basically. The entire skull, right? We have all these, like, absolutely insane, wacky looking hairs. And what we're going to do is rotate them and then curve them up. Let me actually smoothen that out. If I smoothen it out, it'll be more feather-like. There we go. That'll work. Hold up. Yeah, there we go. A bit better. Am I making... What is that dude's name? This kind of looks like Cloud's haircut. Almost. You know what I'm talking about? One person that might be viewing. I actually can't see my view things, but... yeah, whatever. I really need to make something else. You know what? I might get a picture of Cloud and put him in here. Because that's definitely very similar to what I got going on here. I also think it might be because there's not a whole lot going up the side of the head. And that might be why this looks a bit weird. To me, at least. It didn't look as nice as I thought it would, as I thought this would look. You know what, we're going to just take this one and stretch it out a little bit, rotate it that way. I'm going to take this one, duplicate it, put it right here, because this doesn't have a whole lot going on there. How's that look? See, the reason why this one works is because it's so high up. Maybe I should just... hold up, actually. Just do that. Will that help it? Actually, that may have helped it, actually. Am I coping? Possibly. We need more hairs. Hairs, I say. Feathers. They're called feathers. You know, I do call these hairstyles, but they're head feather styles. That's technically the correct term. I say totally wrong. Whoever wears this hairstyle, I give them... not saying it looks wacky, but just I'm not the kind of person that would wear something like this. Although I do like it. This is like really emo kind of goth. You know, I am goth, so I do like it. But I'm not the kind of person to wear a hairstyle like this. I more prefer the actual Just kind of like somewhat basic gothic hairstyles. I think now adding all these feathers has actually helped it. It's definitely coming together a lot more now. Maybe it's too spiky. Maybe? Maybe I need to bend some of these down, is what's going on here. That's right, we're just grabbing the end vertice and then bending the whole thing. We'll do that, and then we'll do it again, so it's a bit better. And then bam. Right? Take the whole thing, bend it, bam. Just to me, hairstyles in the front of the head for Avali's, they don't look right to me. You know? Some of them do. Like the, you know, that kind of looks fine. But, I don't know. Well, what if we take some of these, just straight up, just bam. Hold on. Maybe we'll get something here if I do like that kind of. Maybe they're going too far up, and that's what's causing this issue in my head that I'm seeing, but no one else is going to see because just I'm insane. You know? They are definitely turned up a little bit too much, too high. Got a little oh my goodness. Oh, good. Hold up. You. Maybe that? That definitely looks better than what it was. There was too many spikes. I think that's what was causing my issue. And there's another AI bot thingy. We love those. We love those. We love AI bot things. Absolutely love them. Favorite part of Twitch. I sometimes get them on YouTube too. Oh my god. This is looking a whole lot better. Although some of this stuff needs to be a bit more bent and turned. So it looks a little bit better. I like some of these being a bit more flared. Yeah, do something like that. Do something like that. Nice. I think that kind of works. So we have like, right? So we have this one, which is more like a big kind of emo kind of person. And then there is this one, which is more of a, you know, it's like, it's up there. It's like a side. It's a side fold. I don't actually know the names of these. I probably should look up the names of what kind of this, like what kind this is, but I'm not doing it for some odd reason. I need to add one more feather, I think. I want this eye completely covered. Yeah, actually. Yeah. That did it. I think we're good. Like, someone would really... Okay, hold on. It kind of looks like it's just a pie chart and someone took a piece of the pie. Hold on. No one's going to get that, I don't think. When I say that, I mean this entire hairstyle is just 90 degrees. Like, wham, wham. And I kind of don't want that. Hold up. Take some of these and bring them a bit more this way. Yeah, it gives it a little bit more volume. And take these. We are going to bring this a bit more back this way. Oopsies, hold on. We might need to rotate this one a bit more that way. Nice. Although I can almost guarantee you that that one's probably not far enough into there. Hold up. I'm absolutely insane with it, as they say. No one says that. I'm not insane with it. Oh my goodness. Maybe another feather could go there, possibly. Hold up. Get like one more view. We'll get one more view actually. Throw you right here. Y'all can hear the music. Yeah, y'all can definitely hear the music. Hopefully it's not overpowering. If it is overpowering, please tell me. Okay, well. What is going on here? Let's hold up. Get rid of you. So we're not mirroring stuff on the side. That might be it. That might be it for this one. It's a whole lot, I think. But people do like this. Oh, wait, hold on. I need it to be a bit more covered. That'll work. All right. Does this work with, like, I don't know, the Obama? It can. The dock is the one we were just using. The parted looks even wackier now. Oh my god. Oh, no one wants to use the parted. No one wants to use the parted. The sword bird, I can definitely get around the sword bird. Okay, go back to the dock. Okay. I think we got ourselves a good style. But we are missing... Well, no, we're not missing anything. I think this is fine. For what I wanted, I think it's good. Alright. We're going to now... Do I duplicate this? Do I duplicate this? No, I'm not. I'm actually going to duplicate the Shima. I'm gonna call this the front bangs. All right. Front bangs. Nice. And all I'm gonna do is just... Yeah, there you go. Boom. Bangs. That is not what we're doing. We're not doing that. But this gives me a good thing, because all I have to really do here is just select, like, I don't know, all of that, and just gonna do that, and then bam. Yeah, just get rid of all of that. Bam. Yeah, that's... yeah, definitely. Okay, hold on. Let me real quick do something now, since I know for a fact I want this to be mirrored. Hold up. We want you. Delete faces. Nice. Mirror it. Nice. Alright, so a lot of these hairs are going to be a bit wackier. But this one should be a lot easier to do than all the other ones, because this one's pretty simple. Cover the entire face. Make it disappear, as they say. We're just going to take all of these and bring them down. Make them a bit larger, actually. Bring them backwards. Oh my. It looks like I done diggity done did a done thing. I don't know. Can't speak. Sorry. Don't blame me. That's nice. I'll take that. Take that. Take you. Now this is really going far out. I know we're not actually going to go this far out with it. This is this would be an insane hairstyle just as is. Oh my goodness, this is like the introvert's hairstyle. Actually, no, there's no way. If someone used this hairstyle, they'd be like, "What are you wearing?" You'd be covering your face though. You'd be completely hidden. Except for, of course, your feathers. The feathers would just give you away. Like, oh my goodness, that's the dude with the green feathers, you know? I don't know. Very funny. Funny Avali things to think about whenever you're making these hairs. Okay. So just keep on making these. We'll keep turning them. You know what? Hold on. I know what I can do. Take all that. Take all of you. Take all of you. Do that. Link them. Do this. Bam. So they're a bit more in line with what I want to do. I have to still move all of these feathers individually, though. You see, normally it's along the lines of just having the feathers off to the side and then just picking and choosing from them. But for some odd reason, I'm not doing that. I really should. You know how easy this would be if I just made a, like, atlas that I can go through? I don't mean one of the UV atlases. No, no, no. Rotate those, rotate those, rotate them. Rotate, rotate, rotate. There we go. Put you up there. My goodness. We're going to keep those up there. I think it's kind of good the way they are set up, kind of. Oh, wait, hold up, hold up. Do not clip. Do not merge. They're still merged. All right, then. Yeah, okay, I don't care. Hold up. No, 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 no. Stop it. Why are you doing this? Goodbye. I don't care. I'm not dealing with it. There's probably much easier. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Are all of these hairstyles just going to be a mixture of slightly going, you know, it's just up and then down, up and then down. You know what I mean? You don't know what I mean. Maybe you do. Who knows? A lot of just hairstyles that are bent like that, you know? Is it just gonna be a whole lot of that today? Especially bangs, like, come on now. Take both of you, rotate them, increase the size, and then bam. Okay. We got a lullaby going on. Lullaby? Oh my goodness. Worst pronunciation since, I don't know. Man, this looks like an explosion of feathers, man. What is going on here? What are we talking about? When I'm making hairstyles? This isn't a hairstyle. This is a nuclear detonation. What in the world? Oh my goodness. Like, what even? What even? What even? Right? What even? That's what I'm saying. Where did half these feathers come from? These feathers need to be a bit more voluminous. You know what I sound like when I make that voice? I sound like, the geezers. The geezers that, the geezers of Britain. The ones that make the really good sounding, raps. That are just like, oh my, I can't even I don't even remember his dang lyrics. They're so nice. They're so nice. The geezers. You know what I mean? Who am I talking to? Who am I talking to? Right? Wish I was talking to somebody. That'd be really nice. Maybe I don't know. Yeah. You know, I thought about it. See, my, what's it called? My plague doctor dude, right? The one that is the mascot, that's what I call it. It's a mascot. The little plague guy, little plague dude. You right? He's the guy that is the It's Zeph like logo, right? It's the dude. Little plague boy, I think. Is that the right way to say that? That sounds wacky, actually. Don't say that ever again, is what we're saying right now. The little plague boy. That sounds actually terrible. Like, that might be the worst thing I've ever said. That's not the worst thing I've ever said, but that's pretty dang bad. What in the world? The little plague dude, though. The dude that is... The dude, oh my goodness, the dude that is literally the logo. I don't need to explain it. I assume y'all can see it. The guy that I drew that makes up the logo of It's Zeph, right? So I'm thinking perhaps maybe I had a very limited time thing where I did a what is it? A VTube thing, which is pretty cool. It was like a little thing where I just was like, okay, well, I'll just draw all the different emotions and then boom, it works, right? Oh, this actually is coming together quite nicely. For bangs, these are quite nice. These are quite nice. Although flipping the entire hairstyle on its head and then calling it a day is pretty funny. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe we'll find out something else that's going on. Who knows? You know, I really, when I think about it, I really do want to make, like, YouTube stuff again. Especially with this newfound want of making, content for VR chat and, you know, just the digital space for a good community, you know? Making content for that would be pretty dang cool. I have this idea for a really sick video. It's an animation regarding the finding of Zyko. You don't know who Zyko is, I assume. It sounds like Geico, but I can assure you it's nothing related to the insurance brand. Although very, very funny now that I think about it. My goodness. But Zyko is the name of a Avali that has been lost almost to time because of situation that he went through where he lost his pack, basically, and he was stranded on a planet, right? I had the idea of a really cool video animation idea. Like, it'd be like a little short film, basically. Similar to the ones that CL3 makes. I had an idea for it. I say CL3, but his name's Cleaner. He does pretty cool stuff. I have a bunch of ideas, honestly, regarding just animating and also creating, mostly because I'm inspired by Cleaner. I'm inspired by a lot more people than just him, but in terms of the Avali space, him, definitely. I literally was in the process of making my own little game, making my own animations, making my own armor, making my own, a whole lot of stuff, just like how Cleaner does. I kind of want to get to the point where it sounds wacky to say it, but I like him, I guess. It'd be really nice. It'd be really nice to be able to do that. These are some, holy macaroni. These are these going too far out? I feel like I'm hold on. Maybe we could just slightly make this a bit closer to the face, Maybe that's too much to ask. I don't know. I feel like, hold up, this feather right here especially needs to go. Yeah, there we go. I think that kind of cleaned it up. That one feather was causing issues. And you know what? We'll delete that one too. Maybe this one? Oh, actually, yeah. Yeah, there's just too many feathers. We can probably reposition this one, actually. And then we'll get rid of this one as well. No, we won't. That one I think is nice for the moment. But yeah, people like Cleaner, which is someone I met recently. He's pretty cool. He was one of the people I saw last night. Didn't get a chance to actually ask him about stuff, but I wanted to ask him how he began selling his work and whatnot, and getting to the point where he was. Really interested in his story, but I didn't want to bother him. You never want to bother someone, when they're kind of an inspiration. I say kind of, he is. one of those things where you get a little tongue-tied, and you're like, I don't want to bother. Not fangirling out or anything like that. I'm not that kind of person. I really don't like that kind of stuff anyway. They're just normal human beings that are just, they did something cool. You want to congratulate them and whatnot. That's cool, but if you want to just straight up be like, oh my god, 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 it's him, no. Nobody wants that. And even if you do, because there are some people that are like, oh my goodness, I want the fame, I want the beat, I want literally to be recognized every 2 days, every minute. I mean, not every 2 days. Why that specifically? Every 2 days you want to be called up by your fans? Oh, that'd be funny. No, but what I'm saying is that you don't want to, nobody want, okay, well that was not the setting I wanted to bring up. You don't want to be bothered like a lot of people are by that, because fanboying, fangirling and whatnot, just be, it's nice to a certain degree, but it's to a point where it's like, I just want to be a normal person. I'm just a normal person that lives a normal life. And yes, I know I made something that a lot of people like, but that doesn't mean that I should be treated any differently than another person. I want friends. I want to be, talked to. I don't want to have, I'm talking like I know this from experience. This is not, I don't. I just hear a lot of experiences that other YouTubers have and other people that are way more famous and stuff. And it's like, yeah, I definitely see that. And I definitely would not like it either. It'd be nice maybe for the first few times it happens. Like, oh my goodness, I'm getting recognized. People are seeing me. That's cool. But, it's one of those things where it's like, when you're finally in that position, it's like, it's not as nice as you'd think. Especially if it's taking up so much time of your day. Just to greet a whole bunch of people and be like, oh my goodness, it's him, it's him, it's him. It's like, it's not something I'd want. But, it would be nice. It would be nice every so often. Especially if I'm going through something. To be like talked to by a bunch of people that, they care about me to some degree, I would assume, if I made something amazing, like cleaner. Being talked to or, having a good conversation with them. That is what I'd look forward to. Not being fangirled or whatnot. I don't know. A lot of talking I've done about stuff that doesn't even, isn't even related to me. This is a pretty, we're at a pretty nice point at the moment. I really hope that this is... We've truly covered up the entire face with this. These are, in fact, bangs. My goodness. I don't think I need any more than this. Goodness. Ooh, I like that. Get that saxophone. Thinking about music, man. Saxophones are just good in every single music genre. There's not one genre that I've heard a good saxophone be played and it not sound amazing, We're going to delete those. Take you. saxophones are just, they bring out, like, listen, like, did you feel that, right? When that saxophone came on, it was different. It was a sound that just, do you know? Do you understand? I don't know how to explain that. I don't know how to explain that. It's hard to explain it. It's something rooted deep in the mind. For me, especially. I love music. I'm the kind of person that literally just listens to music because of the fact of just depending on any emotion. If I'm happy, I have happy music. If I'm sad, I have sad music, you know? And each music has their own use cases. Each music has their own nice thing about it that it brings out a part of your soul that you have yet to feel in the way that music can make you feel. There's an insane quote for you that I have no idea what that means, but hey, you know, music is a music. There's a reason why there's entire films dedicated to dang music. Listen, what was that famous one? The Sound of Music. Literally, just straight up. Entire thing dedicated to do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, te, do. You know? That's actually terrible. Maybe I bring down some of this stuff a bit, you know? Bring this down, bring this closer to the body, bring this down, bring this closer, bring this down, bring this closer. There we go. I think we're not done. I still have to go through and polish some of this. This is exactly why making these hairstyles takes so long, because it's like I've got to go through and make sure it all kind of fits together, at least to a degree that I like it. Because especially if I want to sell some of these hairstyles, it's like, you know, you got to actually do some quality control and make sure that it looks nice on all bases. Although I'm still absolutely just, I don't know how I feel about the parted style, but there are people that like that, so I make it for those people. The like one or two people that like that kind of style, you know? I don't know. I feel like we're too wide. I think we're actually getting to that point. You know what? Yeah, go ahead and kind of rotate some of these so that they kind of stick out a bit more. It's not all about just a downward turn motion. We want some things that kind of stick out a little. That is definitely bangs right there. Except for, of course, this top section. That top section's nothing. Although I need to add more right here because it's definitely... That's what we'll do with these. That's exactly what we'll do with these. Take this, rotate it, do that maybe. We want it pretty far back in the head. There we go. Nice. Absolutely wonderful. We love it. Back to what I was saying before, though, just about, meeting people that are somewhat famous, in the community and whatnot. Just manners. That's the best way to put it. Having some amount of manners and respect for certain people and not just being a nuisance. That sounds mean, but if you understand manners, then you would understand what I'm talking about there, right? You understand that, people don't want to have their time taken away by some stuff all the time. Again, there are people that do, but, usually people just want to live. They just want to have their own experiences and their own loves and wants. And sometimes, the loves and wants get to a point where people notice them for them. And that's nice. That's kind of how I felt whenever I had my first really nice video out. I was like, dang, I like doing this. It'd be really nice to actually make a career out of this, So much that's gotten me so far, That's kind of why I've been doing it a bit more recently, streaming and whatnot. I've been dealing with a lot in life recently, and this kind of takes me away from it. Gives me a moment of reprieve where that makes me feel better, even when I'm, not feeling too well overall. And that's another reason why I've gotten more into the community side of things, actually joining communities and whatnot. I haven't done that ever until now, mostly because of a certain someone that's been helping me understand kind of the good that comes from this kind of stuff, and seeing people and seeing communities and whatnot. It's nice. I'm hoping that one day I'll be able to share that with a certain someone, and that'll be nice. It would be very nice. I wonder sometimes about just life in general, about how things are going to turn out, and just if I'll make it, I wanted to do so much and have accomplished, at least in my opinion, not a whole lot. Yeah, I know. I've learned Blender. I've partially made a game. I've made an entire world or two in VR chat. I've made a lot of progress, but I haven't made a whole lot of, progress, if that makes any sense. And that kind of makes me a little worried and sad. Because when you put so much effort into something, only for it to not really do a whole lot, it kind of brings you down, When I released the Avalis, I was very happy. I was like, my goodness, I'm probably not going to get that many sales. And I didn't. I got 2. But the fact that I even sold 1 made me happy. And that can't be said the same for something like a YouTube video. Something I've put a whole lot of effort in and make really cool edits for. And I say edits, it's not edits. I don't make edits. I make, skits and whatnot. Why have I have gone completely silent? What in the world? I forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah, I was talking about like kind of sad stuff. I don't remember what I was actually saying. I started thinking about a certain situation that I'm gonna have soon with a friend. But back to what I was saying though. Just life in general, you know. It gets a bit wacky. I feel like over time, the more I do this, if I actually do stick to this, it would actually work out for me. The issue is I'm running out of time. As bad as that might sound, that I am running out of time. I don't know how much time I actually have left in terms of like being able to do all of this and whatnot. The hope is that I can actually do something, or at least get noticed enough to where people like what I do, and then I can actually start, you know, having, like, make a living from doing this kind of stuff. Not like YouTube and whatnot. Actually, no YouTube too, but like general just stuff, like being able to like make these models and whatnot and sell them and do good enough to where people actually are willing to like pay for a lot of my stuff, get my name out there for people to see, you know, because currently this is just a matter of me not doing much and just, you know, just being here and not people not seeing it, right? That looks like a nice set of bangs right there. That's pretty nice. I like that. I think that works pretty well, actually. Does it work with any other hairstyles? How about the Swordbird? Yeah, it works with that. How about the Parted? I think it's official. I might just get rid of the Parted. To be honest. I'm gonna be completely honest. That is... Oh, I've just noticed that is... Oh, that is... Oh. We might need to delete those, actually. Well, we'll just delete them. There we go. Yeah. This kind of reminds me of another hairstyle I did for another person. I was making their Sona, right? and I basically made it 1-to-1. It was like exactly the same, and I was surprised by how good it looked. But what's it called? But it looks a lot like this. Just instead of it being being feathers and whatnot, it was actual hair, like strands and whatnot. And the strands, I did not know how to do good hair for him, so I literally just individually made strands of hair, and it looked really good. You see, that's the thing. It looked really, really good because it was kind of individual strands of hair, right? I did my own thing where it wasn't actual strands of hair. It was like planes, right? Long stretch. It was basically feathers, but not feathers, right? It was insane, the sheer amount. But it looked so good that I didn't care about it. And he didn't care about it either. He didn't care about the actual like optimization. He just wanted it to look like it. And it literally was the exact same thing. And I was so surprised by it, because I didn't realize I could do that. But I did. All right, it looks like all of these hairstyles work well with it, except for the parted. I might just straight up get rid of the parted because, like, oh my goodness, it's driving me up the wall with how wacky it looks. And listen, if people want it, then okay, fine. You know what? Take it, have it. You can do that, fine. But I am not going to be me. Oh my god. All right, so am I done with this hairstyle, huh? Am I done with this hairstyle? What is this one? Is this one go down? Yeah, this is good. I think all of these are showing, so I think we're good here. We have the bangs. The bangs are completed. Nice. So we have front bangs, we have a side fold, we have the style. I forgot to actually name this. What do I call this? Front long fold. I'm gonna call these the side feathers. You know what? Actually, hold on. I don't think this is enough feathers. Hold up. And they also, some of these at least, don't go all the way in the head. I gotta work on these a little bit more. Again, this is the whole process of me making sure that it actually is fine looking and isn't, you know, I am just straight up just dragging these downward. That is an actually insane. There we go. We're going to kind of straighten this out a little bit more and do this, and then we want to bring this up a little bit more. You know what? Actually, do this, bam. There we go. I really got to go through and actually like kind of, I don't know, work a bit more on some of this, which is what I'm doing currently. Why am I saying I need to do that when I'm doing it? Huh? I don't know. Just talking to talk at this point, right? There's nothing actually being said, but it's being said, you know? Like, what's the point? Does that mess it up too much? I feel like it's another one of those things where it's too much stuff pointed up. I do not recommend doing what I'm doing, by the way. Just straight up pulling the vertices like this. There's much better ways to do it. Just for me, it gets me what I want. All right? It gets me what I want. And it's somewhat nice looking. All right? There we go. I think that's better now. Okay. So, now's the question is, what is next, right? So we have the bangs, right? Bangs look nice. There's a lot of feathers here. How many vertices is all of this combined, actually? If I were to take all of these, 70,000 my goodness. Yeah, this is the hair. This is the hair, right? This is the hair. This is the one. This is the style. Oh my goodness. Holy crap. If you wear this is, you would go insane. Oh my god. Anyway, no, let's get rid of all this. Let's get the dock. Let's get the front bangs. And you know what? What does the J look like with this? Ooh, look at that. That kind of looks nice. It's like, that's like a good combination right there. Look at that. That kind of fits very well together. Okay, nice. Just had to make sure what it would look like with like one of the plumes. I assume like something like the side feather would, I mean, it's a little wacky looking, but you know, some people like it. Some people would like it. It's just bangs, is right. It's just bangs. So now the question is, right, what is exactly the question? The question is now, what? Maybe there's more hairstyles I can look at in the books, right? Like front hairstyles, not like these ones, because these ones are very specific to the Avali. They're really voluminous like this. There's a lot of it going backwards. It's not like, you know, it's just not a few feathers. It's actually a lot of feathers. And I like that. I think it makes a lot more sense, in my opinion, for what I'm going for with the Avalis. I might do a funny hairstyle. And when I say funny, I don't mean this. Although I'm tempted to just put it in there anyway. But no, this is, we're trying to make somewhat quality stuff. But speaking of quality, where is it? This thing needs to go. This thing actually needs to go. I need to delete it. I need to get rid of it completely. Like, you know, from the front, this kind of looks like Elvis for some reason. I don't know why. I need to get rid of that one. That one needs to go. I'm going to replace it with the hawk. I wanted to make the hawk, and the hawk is basically just a mohawk, basically. I wanted to do a mohawk kind of thing. Which would be another plume, another hairstyle, like main hairstyle. I don't have that many fronts. I need to get more fronts. I don't know too much of like the Avali community, what their hairs are like the best, like would be the best combinations and stuff. Let me look up a few more Avali. Hold up. Avali hairstyles. Hold up. Okay, that doesn't tell me anything. This one is pretty nice. Yeah, the one that's, yeah, the stuff like on the Jerry and whatnot, where it's just that one thing that goes off to the side but doesn't cover the eyes. I could do something similar to that for the, for the Avali. But I don't want to straight up just take from another person. That's not what I'm doing anyway, but... What do I want here, huh? Maybe I could... Just trying to think about what I would do with these. You know what's going to be an absolute pain? It's going to be weight painting every single one of these. Oh my goodness, look at that bald head. It's the bald hairstyle. Oh, you definitely haven't seen that before, have you? There's something I can do here, and I don't know exactly what it could be. Huh. I know this song. Dreamy mode. Oh, that's literally the one I used in, No, wait, no, I literally already said that before. What am I saying? My Avali hairstyle stream is one of the first things that pops up when I search up Avali hairstyles on Google and put it in the images. That is... Okay, that one's funny. That's funny. That's actually insane. Oh my goodness. What? Okay, anyway, so, yeah. People are probably going to see that and be like, absolutely, like... Oh my god. Oh my goodness. What is wrong with me? Everything, actually. Okay, so... You know, I was thinking about doing more of these, the fronts, but I don't know. I don't know exactly what I want to do. the Shima, the Dock, the Avama, the Swordbird. They look all pretty similar, and that's the issue, I think. But the reason why they're similar is because that's the kind of style that the Avali have, is they have a more... What in the world? Let's take the Dock, right? What we're going to do is we're going to copy the bangs, right? We're going to call these the front. What do I call this? I don't know what I call this. Front, yeah, for now. Oh, let me go back over here and apply this. That's done. Front, yeah, is not done. Because I actually got to go through and change it. Wiggle Wednesday. Look at that. I've made this. I made that one. I made 2 hairstyles. I really, really need to make another one. I was going to go with this one before, but... I could go for like a really ladylike hairstyle, like long hair. I don't see that a lot on Avali's. I take this, move you over, do that, right? And just basically just stretch all of these ones out. Okay, that one's literally going into the eye. That's what we want, correct? I know I'm just taking the bangs and stretching them out. It's not just going to be that. I'm going to be actually going through and changing it so it's not just bangs, but long, right? Just for now. Just making an effort to get my idea how I want it to be, right? I don't want both of these. This one can actually go up now. I'll take this and then just make it smaller. Same thing goes for you. Smaller, head back, bam. Take you, you're nice. Take this. Oh no. Once again, I've gone silent. Because I'm thinking. As many people would do. Really trying to think how I do this. I don't want to cover the eyes, that's the thing. Actually, I think I could do this. You know what? Hold up. You know what I do? You know what I do? I'm going to do this. I'm going to apply the mirror, because I don't want this to be a symmetrical hairstyle. I'll just take this. Okay, hold up. No, turn off the mirror. This is a bit wanky. Let's smoothen that out a little bit. Yeah, that's much better. Much nicer for what I'm going for. All right, do that. We need to bring you. Let's see. Oh, whoa. Hold on. Hold the phone. I think I've made a small mistake and have forgotten to. There we go. Merge. There we go. See, now we'll take you, take this, bring it down a little bit. We're getting somewhere, I hope. The fact that these are still bangs, though, is making me a little spooked. Why is it making me spooked? I have no idea. I might need to get food here soon. I'm going to take these, delete them. All right, bring these in. Yeah, that is stretched to an unbelievable degree. I thought I absolutely messed it up. And I knew I did. Anyway, stretch it out again. Oh my goodness. No, that one needs to go, actually. This one can stay. We'll take that. Boom. You know what? Do that. You know what? Let's do this and just turn it out just a little bit. Great. It is going to be a bit of a pain to go through each one of these feathers. You know, weight painting is going to be bad. For like especially stuff like this, where it's so just not complex, just there's a lot of feathers. But for just weight painting it so it stays on the head is going to be easy. That won't be that hard at all, actually. I am stretching a lot of these, but I'm sure it'll be oaf. It'll be oaf. That is a word. That's definitely... Okay, no. You stay where you are. Move it that way. Put you down. I don't want this to cover, like, the eyes as much as they currently are. In fact, hold up. We're going to take all of these, right? We're just going to delete them. And the same thing goes for that one. There is a way to randomize rotations, I believe. I'm just not doing them. I really should, though. Probably would actually help out a lot, because then I wouldn't have to do this manually. It's kind of what I'm going for. Once again, silence. Sorry, I'm perfecting my work. That looks terrible. It looks nice. I just gotta refine it. That's the issue. Refining. Like refining a blade. This is literally just bangs, but not. Maybe I should get rid of a lot of these feathers, and I'm just not wanting to because I'm afraid that it's going to look terrible. You know, maybe I should really get a picture of hair to go off of. It's just hard to do with these dang feather hairs. For like the ones in the back, it's fine because it goes with the head. It makes sense to me. But front hairs don't make sense to me because it's like, what do you mean? What do you mean that the hairs are like this, huh? This kind of looks like the kind of dude you'd see, and it's like a surfer guy. It kind of looks like a surfer. This is kind of like a surfer hairstyle. Maybe I should get one of the big feathers for this. The big feathers have a lot more, the plumes have a lot more surface area and whatnot to them. Hmm. It could also be that I'm just terrible at making these. I don't know. There is definitely something going on here. I might just scrap it. And stick with the 3 I already have. Hold on. That definitely got rid of a lot. You know what? Let me just stick you further in, huh? Stick you further in the head as well. This one looks not the best. We'll do you and then just... I mean, that's kind of what I'm going for. Someone might like this, actually. See, the issue is I don't have that many people to actually just show this to. I mean, technically, I could show it to a Discord server, but I don't know. I feel wacky when I do that. It'd be really nice, though. Get some feedback. This is basically just the first 2 hairstyles, but combined. I don't know, man. Feather hairs are so wacky to do. Okay, well, that's just actually straight up messing it up. Now, once again, we're pouring out something in this song. What that something is, who knows? That looks terrible. Can we fix that? You know what? Bam. Just delete. I don't know. Hold up. I've got a message. Oh my goodness. Sadly, no one in my stream knows. Well, no, never mind there. So, just winging it. Inspiration. Oh my goodness. I really don't know. This is insane. Let me bring back up my chat so I can actually see. Nice. Actually, you know what? I don't actually need to see that on my screen. So you know what? Let me minimize you. That doesn't need to be actually on. And you know what? I'll put this up here. Actually, I put this off to the side, actually. Okay, that doesn't work at all. Okay. Minimize you, put you just up there. That'll work. And then now. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, that'll work. And then dang, I am trying to move this properly and it's not working. All right, there we go. That'll work. Nice. I feel like that's so bright though. It burns my eyes. Put you there and then put you there. There I go. Now we're much better, I think. Anyway, so this looks actually like insanely. I don't know. I just think it looks better without the fronts. I don't see a way to make like this. Fine, I'll give you that one. That one, fine. I'll give you that one. That one makes sense. Even this one, because people do like the little comb over kind of thing. Like people like that. But besides that, like, like it doesn't look right. That's me thinking about birds, though. Dinosaurs and whatnot. But there's people that straight up draw these things and they look nice. I don't know. It's one of those things where you just like literally look at that. Like, what do you mean? Like, yeah. I mean, look, most of the time all the hair's in the back. That's the thing. And then anytime there's hair in the front, it's like that, you know? I don't know. There's so much I'm trying to figure out with these dang burbs. Maybe I'll figure it out over time. I don't know. Honestly, these need to, like, I don't know. With bangs, I could make them work. With this, this is a whole lot of trial and error. And just trying to keep trying these ideas until I get something that sticks. I mean, that kind of works. But the issue is, this is just doing the long side feather, right? It's not like... Maybe if I take the whole dang thing, right? Just take the whole thing, rotate it this way. Oopsies, hold up. Let me do something a bit different. Individual origins. Rotate it in that way, right? And then I take the whole thing and just place it, and then boom, right? Maybe I might get something out of this. Maybe? Oh my goodness. Hold up. That's not a reaction to the music, that's a reaction to me thinking about this even more. That kind of, you know what? Hold on, we'll do it to both sides. Rotate them on the Z-axis like this way, and then just bring them back. Take it back now, y'all. One hop this time. Right foot 2 stomps. Slide to the left. Slide to the right. Crisscross. Now everybody clap your hands. Come on now. Oh my goodness. Smooth, please. Just smooth. Just smoothen it. Smooth skin. What are you doing, smooth skin? Gotta love ghouls and goblins. And I don't know, something else that rhymes with ghouls and goblins. You know what? I don't know. That looks better, in my opinion. But it's just hair that goes off to the side. It's like, it doesn't... It definitely doesn't cover the face, though. And that is what I was going for. This one is absolutely destroyed. Wait, do this. Row. Whoa, 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 whoa. Maybe I should actually just, you know what? Delete that one too. And delete that one, and then bring you out a bit. Where's the safety and serenity, you say? Well, I don't know. When safety is jeopardized, it's hard to think straight. What did I just do? Stop that. This is starting to look like Edna Mode's hairstyle. I don't know if y'all see that. You know, hold on. Hold on. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. If I just take the whole thing. Link summon it. Link summoned. Man, I'm just going to say a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh stuff and not even like, just, I don't know. Symmetrize. Other way, please. My goodness, it's Edna Mode. I'm not saying this looks good, because... Okay, well, it's, you see... It looks funny. That's the issue. And the fact that it looks funny means it's nice. To me specifically, and only to me. Because I don't think there's a single person that would like... Okay, you know, I say that. There are literal people that wear those hairstyles, and they're quite nice. Usually, they're old people, though. Not all the time, but, you know. All I'm saying is that there might be a burb or two that likes being Miss Edna from The Incredibles. Why is that happening? You know what? Links it. Oh my. That is not a hair. You know what? Delete it. Delete you too. These are all stretched to a degree that is unbearable to me. So you know what? Oh, well, I didn't realize we were actually dealing with combined hairs, which means we're going to have to deal with the funny, I guess. Hold up. Do that. Do that. You know, Edna Mode is incredible, they would say. Funny jokes. Funny jokes. Funny jokes. Not the best ones, but they're funny. Funny enough to get me, like, nothing, actually. Let's smoothen it out. We're gonna do something with here. I don't care if this looks absolutely insane. I kind of care that it looks absolutely insane, but you can't deny, if Edna was an Avali, we would be almost there, because the only issue is it's not actually like, you know, Edna mode would be the bangs, but with the front cut off, and that's it. There's Edna mode, but hold on. Hold up. We might have to steer clear from that. And we're going to do big hair and little China. You know what? Actually, that's not that bad. It's kind of what I'm going for. This is basically sideburns, but extreme. I was thinking about doing sideburns as a separate thing, so that it's easier to like have those be a selectable thing whenever I put this into Unity for people to use. But I don't know. That's kind of what I'm going for. You know, that actually looks fine. I was having an issue with it before, but I think what I'm going for. Oh, no. Okay. Wham, bam, bam, bam. I don't know. I don't know where to go from here. I've hit blinks. I kind of like how it is, and it's just like there's nothing in the front like that. But would that garner a hairstyle? Is this it? Do I need to do anything else with this? Front, side, sideburns? No, I wouldn't call it front. Just long feathers. Hold up. What does the Avali look like with it? Avali looks nice with it. The dock. I feel like there needs to be just like a few more feathers. Specifically right here. So it doesn't look too... That's... Is that what I want? No, that's the issue. I don't know. I don't think I like it going too far, like... Hold up. This is terrible. It's not... I don't... This is the thing that gets annoying. This is the stuff right here that does it for me. Because I want it to look good, but I don't know how to make it look good. So I get so sort of... Just to me, it looks better without it. Like, completely. The issue is that there's not enough... Like, hold up. Maybe I bring that up. Bring that up and pull you down. Same thing goes for you. The dock, the part that looks terrible, the Shima. Kind of. Swordbird. I am going for a more tribal look to this, so... Just get rid of the parted. You know what? Delete the parted. I actually am getting rid of it. That only puts me down to 4 hairstyles, though. Or base hairs, I guess. I think for where it is currently, I think this is good. I don't want to add too much more. And I think for what we're going for, this is fine. How many different feathers we got? Oh, we got most of them. That's what we want. Man, you gotta love debt, I tell you. Okay. I think that's it for this one. I don't want to add too much more. I think this is like perfect for what I want, for what I'm going for specifically. So we have 4 front things. Absolutely, it looks insane when you put them all on together. We have the bangs, which actually looks nice. I think the bangs is probably the best one I have here. Then there's the long feathers. And there's the side long feather. I could probably actually pull those a bit more down, but there's the side feather. The side, you know what? I'm gonna call this the over feather. And then everything else is fine. That's not what I wanted to do. Oh, you're funny. Oh my goodie. That is not the button I meant to click. Oh, that'd been funny if I stayed in there. You gotta love when you misclick. So that's 3 more hairs I could do. The question is now, do I stop there and texturize? Or do I make another one? I do want to make another main hair, since I've just gotten rid of one of them. The parted, which, you know what? I'm glad it's departed from my list. Oh my goodness. I'm such a funny person. Absolutely hilarious. That's what I am. No, this might... I might change that. I don't know. Something about that just peeves me a little bit. No, we're fine. We're fine. I think we're good where it is. I could make it to where specifically the whole, like, hair itself is different. Where it's, like, instead of it being... See, when I see stuff like Jerry's and whatnot, I do see they literally don't have, like, sideburns. They just have the hair at the top. So, like, yeah, if I did, like let's take the dock off and put, like, the long feather, side feather. It's like, I mean, I can see where people could probably use that or like that. Well, that's kind of nice together. Just to me, the Zavalis just look so much better when they have, like, the full head of hair. That one's kind of nice, just by itself. The whole bald head, though. I don't know. I think that's the issue. I don't know. I don't know. I'm really trying to think about what I would do for this. I don't know. I am at a position where I do not know. There's something missing from the whole process that's going on here. And I feel like it has to do with the base hairs not being further up or further down. And it is driving me nuts. I don't know. Maybe... I honestly don't know. I'm at a loss of words. Perhaps I could do something else with this and it would make it look a bit better, but I don't know. The Avali head shape is specifically elongated because that's what some of the Avalis have in the books. And I kind of wanted to have an elongated Avali head model. Kind of like the Diwalis, right? The Diwalis have a very elongated head. Theirs is more square. Mine is a streamlined. It's kind of more like, I guess you could say it's more like a shark, but it's more like some of the older designs of the Avali. Like from the books, or like the books, I say the book, I should say. I don't know. There's a whole lot. I'm trying to really think about it. Most, okay, yeah. It's hard to think about. I don't know. It's hard to think about. I think I'm going to end it here, though. I do have... plume, kinda. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna end it here, and then next time we'll probably work on a few more of the actual main hairs. Because I think the front hairs, there's not a whole lot for the front I can do. Actually, no, there is a ton I can do. I just don't have the ideas. There's so many ideas that are going in my head right now about it, and I'm just like, I don't know. I can't pick exactly one that I want. Next time I'm definitely going to do like a mohawk thingy. And then also... maybe something else. Some people said something about a cardinal, kind of, which... that's kind of what... what is it? That's kind of what the J is. The J is not at all like a cardinal, but listen, it's nice, right? It's a big plume. It's a, you know, a big thing. It's not actually like the hairstyle of a cardinal where it like goes up to a thingy. That would actually be more like the Avama. The Avama kind of already does that. I probably should make a lot more tribal hairs and stuff. Or like, I guess not tribal, but spiritual wise, you know, stuff that would be, maybe I should do that. I should look at more tribal hairs next time I actually do this. Get a few pictures of those and then try to make them, because that is where the Avali come from. They come from a bit of a more spiritual area of the Avali culture. They're more spiritual. They are, you know, I'm just trying to make as many as I can that makes sense. And it's hard to come up with them, man. It really is. I made a joke. That's funny. Anyway. Yeah, that's it. No, I'm gonna stop here. I'm gonna stop here before I get too overstimulated or something from all these things. I do want to texturize them. I could do that real quick. Texturizing the feathers actually doesn't take too long, and especially since they're all gradients, I could just do that. So you know what? Hold on. We're going to real quick do a funny. So we have the head feather base, right? We're going to make this... do we go with ebony? If we go with ebony, I know what kind of feathers I want to do for here. But I think I want to use... No. I'm going to go with a different form. I'm going to go for a brown. Like a tan. Yeah, we'll go with a tan. Alright, that did nothing. Hold on. Am I just not, like, where? Hold up. Head base. Oh wait, is that why? Hold up. Hey. Okay, you're okay. Head feather styles. Yes, you're set up correctly. You should just be working. But you're not. Why, though? That's the question. This is the base. Base layer. Now, why aren't you working? That's the question. Is that? Hold up. What if I do this and just start doing that? Okay, you work there, but you don't work here? Why aren't you working? You're supposed to just work. There. Make you completely blank. No, you're not working. Am I just going insane? There? Did that fix it? Oh. Hold up. Delete you. Delete you. Oh, wait, no. That's not how you do it. Hold up. Let me make sure. I don't know. I'm going insane. I may have messed up by doing all this. Hold on. Normal. You're the head feather styles, right? You're fine. You're fine. Oh my goodness, what am I doing? I feel like I'm going insane. Hold up. They all use... head feather style. Head feather style. It doesn't work with a single user. So basically, all I have to do is just work on one of them. That's all I have to really do here. Hold up. I'll do it here, though. That's fine. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. Maybe that'll work. Boom. My goodness. Hold on. Let me do something actually pretty wacky. Let me delete you. Delete you. Delete. 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 I should have thought about this. It didn't cross my mind, though. Remove, yes. Yes, okay, I just gotta go through and delete all these now. Oh, man, I'm stupid. This is what happens when you use something that you don't actually fully know how to use, and then you have issues. Delete you. There. Okay, hold on, we're almost there. Remove. 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 Okay, that's not getting rid of them. Yes. Remove. Is there a way for me to get rid of all of these that I'm just not seeing? Because I'm being dumb. How do I get rid of these? Hold up. Sorry, guys. My Blender knowledge is absolutely insane. And I definitely know what I'm doing. Ooh. This, and then wait. Okay, hold up. Texture slots, material. My ability to do things has been hold up. Remove. Well, that didn't help. Oh my god. Review. Outliner. Blender file. Hold up. I'm gonna get rid of something. And just all of those, please. Just delete them completely. There, nice. View layer. Much better. Okay, anyway. Now, with that being done, remove. Actually, hold up. Clean. Remove. Do this. Better styles, yes. There we go. Layers. New image. Styles. Base. New image. Secondary. tertiary. Nice. Base. Okay, the dock has been selected. Hold up. Image. Okay. Now does this work? I'm starting to lose it, I think. Why in the world does it not work? That's my question. Because it works there, you know? It works there. But it doesn't work here. Even though, you know, there is clearly, it's like, you know, it's here. You know, it should do the thing. Hold on, just delete it. Make a new material. Name it Hairstyles. Feather Styles. We're gonna do that. Then I'm gonna real quick go into here, go to Blender file. Head feather snow, just delete that one. Just delete it completely. Get out of here. Okay. Quick node. Yes. Now it works. Okay. It was bringing up the other thing that was causing me issues. Now, do the same thing. Feather Styles base. Feather Styles second. Feather Styles third. You know what? Hold up. Secondary. I do like the I like the tertiary. There. Can I finally paint, please? Please? It'd be really nice if I could. Or don't, I guess. Why is this being wacky? It just should work, but it's not. It's like, my goodness, man. It was a bit wacky, I'm gonna be honest. Oh my goodness. I might have to go through and like hold on. Delete that one. Delete head feathers. Delete all those. And keep all of those. None of these are needed. Delete them. Node groups. You know what? All of them. Don't know what this is. Delete too. Boom. New image. This again. Base. Existing. Base. Yes. Existing. Secondary. Existing. Tertiary. Base. All right. Please tell me. It won't work. Why is it not working? Hold on. There has to be like an explanation, or I'm going to commit heinous acts. All right. See, you paint not working and just is white. Oh. Okay. I was dumb. The game. This is a game, right? I may have just crashed Blender with what I just did. Okay, no, luckily it did not crash. I just real quick do this. With that, I might end it because I'm getting... It's so stupid. You see, what I did was I forgot to actually assign the material to the actual thingy. So what happened was, it wasn't actually doing anything. Let me eat real quick. Bam. This should hopefully be working now. Why it does that, I have no idea. Well, I guess we can go through real quick and fix that. So it's not doing that. Because we hate for that stuff to happen. Absolutely putrid levels of wackadoodles. I think it's because it's a whole bunch of stacked stuff on top of each other. Well, it's not that big of a deal. Okay, nice. So just real quick, bam. Oh my goodness. A little bit slower there. Everything else is pretty fine. It's all going to be put together anyway on like a single thing, and it'll work out a bit better. I just wanted to get a good tan color over all of these feathers. So we had something to work with and something to look at. Because tan is a nice color to work with. No, it's more of a skin tone, but hey. Good brown feathers is actually quite nice looking. Alright, now what exactly are we going to do here with the feather designs? Well, first off, take this and go bam. Nice. Alright, so secondary styles. So now we're on the secondary. Let me actually do one of these so I can make it a bit easier for myself. Oh yeah, that is beautiful. That is exactly what we're going for. That is very, very nice. Let me real quick, bam. That is very good. I might say, why do you like this, huh? What exactly is the coolness of this? It's a simplistic gradient. I'm just trying to show off the hairs. I'm not trying to do anything insane. I'm not trying to do wacky stuff. That's actually what the Zavalis, actually, their main thing is. Not their main thing, but one of the big things about them is that they just have simplistic sort of hair colors. In terms of, like, they just have gradients, right? That's usually what they do. They don't have anything insane. And I think for what I'm going for, that's great already. Like, look at that. That is... We're already there, honestly. We are already there. We don't need to add anything else. I need to go through to all of the other ones, though, and also make them a bit, you know, tan. So like, for instance, this is nice and all, but there's other feathers that also have, well, what's the thing? Like the long feathers and all that stuff, I need to go through and add those. But let me see real quick. Can I swap over to the Avama, right? The Avama feather hairstyles. Boom. Instantly has been placed on here, but I need to real quick make sure these... You know what? Just all of them. Bam. Right? Bam. Just like that. And we go back to our funnies. So we click this one. Bam. Boom. We got a big feather here. This one's going to be a bit different. So we want this color. So bam. Right? We have that down already. Oopsies. Hold up. Bam. And then we do one of these. Make that really nice. In fact, I might do a darker brown for that, but for now, that's all we want. That's all we want. We don't want to do anything insane. And take this one now. Same thing. We're going to go to the base. Boom. We have our base color. We go to the secondary and do one of these. Boom. And now we go to our third one. This is our last one of the main. Oh, hold up. That one's nice, but we want to do this one instead. I want to make sure some feathers are combined. That is by design. You might say, why? I say it's nice. It's just easier for it. I don't know. Easier for what, huh? Oh yeah, that is great. Look at that. It's like a glow to it. Oh, that's great. It's like exactly what we're going for. Now, the thing is, I do want to actually have a design through it, but what would go good with tan? I mean, any color technically, but just a white? Like a pure white? Like, let's take this one. Take it. Take it all. And then go to the tertiary. The tertiary, we're going to put a simple white dot. Just bam. Okay. Bam. Nothing else. I mean, look at that. Well, you see, that's cool, but maybe, hold up. Maybe we do not a dot, but a line. Like, for instance, take this, go wham. Just an outline. Nothing too fancy. Perfect, honestly. Perfect. We'll go with that, actually. I do like the look of that. We don't want every feather to have it. We just want some of them to have it. Mostly the big ones. So we'll take this. We'll do a similar thing here. I wish this was a bit more symmetrical. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to go to one of these that are easier to do symmetrical kind of things to. We're going to real quick do that. You know what? We're going to take this and just... Whoa! You know what? Actually, we'll do frosted tips for these ones. So we'll do... We're in tertiary. We'll take this and we'll do just like that. Nothing insane. We're working with an entire hairstyle here, right? We don't want anything insane. We don't want anything insane. I think that might be good, but we want to do a little bit more. So you know what? Take this. We're going to do another wacky one. Slightly different from all the others. We'll just do a simple white line that dashes across. Did not realize it was going to do that. Boom. Nothing insane. In fact, we'll do a second one. Hold on. Do another one. This will be another frosted one. That'll be a bit harder though. We're adding character to every bit of the hairs at once so that we have something to kind of go off of. I think these ones are fine at the front, but I think what would really make them pop a little bit more is just a tiny, just a dab at the very end. Just a dab. We don't want anything insane. Yeah, there we go. Now for the ones at the edge, I actually have a special design for these ones I want to do. I'll do this. No. We want to do it like more like that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That is grand looking. That is what we're talking about. I'll take that. That looks nice. I'm having second thoughts on specifically this one. I think this one can be done up a little bit better. So we're going to erase that. Then we will take a smooth metal. No. I did not mean to do that. Didn't realize I had the metal brushes and whatnot here. Did not want that. So we want white here, but we don't want it to be insane. So I think what I might do, just a white dot, or do I go with my signature diamonds that I usually do? Or alternatively, this is technically my actual signature thing that I do, which is smearing a line of color down a line. And then we'll take it, flare it out a little bit. No, we want something, but I don't think we need that. You know what? I think we're going to go back to simplicity. We're going to go to a simple dab at the end is what we're going to do. All right? So we don't want anything particular. This will be a large one, though, we'll say. And then you know what? We will do a little bit of a fancy, and we'll do that. A little bit of a fancy. Nothing too major. It's just enough to bring out a little bit more. Another frosted tip here. And another dab of the circles. Technically, I should do a, I shouldn't do that, and I should actually make it just a deletion. I think that's every feather has been covered, at least except for the plumes. The plumes are separate, that require their own little work on. In terms of it, though, I think we have ourselves our... See, these ones don't have the ones at the back, that's fine. The Shima doesn't have it. Assign the feathers. Oh, okay, nice. Shima's nice looking. See, look, the Shima has a lot of those circles in the back. See, that one is a bit different. And then you go to the sword bird. Give it the feathers. Yeah, nice, nice. We'll take that. And then you have your plumes. Plumes are different. They're always going to be a bit different. Bangs. Feather styles. The circles. No, I think that's fun. I still think that's fun. Dang, without any hair, this looks very wacky, a little bit. I need to probably go through and actually fix those a bit so they're not as weird looking, I guess, is the best way to put it. Long feather. This side, long feather. You. Do you. Over feather. This one will be a simplistic one. Yeah, just a simplistic one. Plume. Aristobird. I don't think a single feather is actually on this one. This one will actually be very simple to do. Because all I need is one of these. Once again, I've hit a button. One of these. I will take my tan color, go to my base, color it. I'll go to this. And you know what? Actually, I'll do. Okay, hold up. And then I'll go. No. I'll do this. Then bam, bam. No, actually. Base will do this. No, come on, hold up. Boom. And then we'll just do the thing I did before. And then, you know what? We'll just do the white. And then we'll do a... Maybe that? Actually, yeah. It's perfectly fine. That's exactly what we're going for, actually. No, wait, no, hold up. No, that is right. Sorry, I thought I had it in the wrong layer. That looks nice. Bloom Elegant. Another one that's pretty simple to do. My bad. We just need to do one of these. You. Color you. Okay, hold up. Color you. Then do the secondary and do a blend. A blend. And you know what? Actually, we'll do a darker one. For this one. You know what? We'll do it even darker at the near the really. This one is definitely a large one. Large difference. Then we'll do white. And you know what? We'll do, since this is like kind of, oopsies, hold up, do that. And we'll just do a, come on. Oh, no. Hold up. Teardrop. I want a teardrop. Yeah, that's good. And then maybe a small dab at the end. Oh wait, my bad. No, small dab that curves up. Yeah, actually, that's fine. Nothing insane. Little unique. The fins. The fins are probably going to be the wackiest thing because I do want a very specific thing I need to do here. So you get the feather styles. All right, then what we actually do for the base color is not the tan, we do black. But the tan does come in. The tan is actually going to be this part specifically. There we go. In fact, we're going to real quick take this and just do one of these. I think that's fine. And then we go with the secondary. We do this. And we get that one color because I don't have it. Bam. All right. And now we do a bright white. We'll do it here. Now the issue is I have to mirror this, so here. And we'll specifically put a white dot right here. There we go. Nice. The fin is good. The J. Holy macaroni. The J is a lot of different ones combined. So first off, U, I believe, is the main one. You need to be the tan color. And then I'll do the thingy, but I want to do a white specifically. Just have it be just the white. Almost completely through. You know what? No, yeah, just the white all the way through from tan. And nothing else for the actual thingy. Although I might do a black. Or another tan. No. I think that's fine. Okay. plume. This one is definitely the wackier one. Do that one. Base. There we go. And then I need to get the color from the secondary. You. Nice. And then I think we just do white. A white circle. A white dot, you could say. Okay, well, first up, we're on the wrong layer. Kind of like that. Okay, you know, I say that, but it looks like an egg has been fried onto the thing. You think, you know what? Oh, wait, you know what? Actually, hold on. Hold on. You know, if we're doing a few one egg, we might as well do an entire, you know, an entire carton, you know? Nobody just wants one. So we'll do a few. I don't like how that's like slightly too far away. So we're gonna do a smaller one right here. Because that makes sense, right? You know what? Another big one right here. Getting really experimental with this one. In fact, so experimental that we're deleting this one completely. And then we're going to go back to this. Do a white. And then the inner one. And then we'll do this again. That'll work. That'll work. That'll work. We'll do it. We'll do it. Yeah. How's that look? Listen, I'm not the artist. That's the people that get these and then use them. Oh my goodness. Okay, so is that all of them? It's not, it's this one too. This one. All right, so this one is also pretty simple to do because all it requires is bam. My bad. Bam. All right, great. It's already off to a great start. Bam. Boom. Bomb. You know what? I'm going to do another dark one here. Really dark, actually. We don't need to do anything insane with that one. And the very simplistic one. We love the simplistic one. So this one, very simple. Bam, first off. Then we do this. We're still on the base, correct? So, bam, do you. We'll do another darker one. And since this one is a lot easier to do symmetrical wise, we will take action regarding that individual. Put it secondary, and no secondary, we'll do that. And then we'll do one of those. There we go. Yeah, that'll work. Plume sword, great. So we have all of them should be colored now, except for the armature. Who colors their armatures? Not I. Nearest the bird, the front side, you, and then you. Yeah, we're good now. Okay. All right, back to the dock. Nice. All right. I kind of don't like this anymore. This is specifically the tertiary, right? We'll just do that, and then we'll take this and we'll do a dab at the end. That looks better to me. Just already, instantly. Something about those lines just weren't adding up. Okay, what about the Shima? Shima kind of works. Yeah, that's good. The Avama? Okay. All right, then. So then, in that case, I think we're good now. Now I'm going to stop streaming, because my goodness. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it. All right. So I've been streaming for a bit while. For a bit while? What in the world am I speaking? What am I speaking? I'm not speaking anything. Any language that is known to mankind, I'm not speaking. That's what I'm speaking. Anyway, I don't know. I worked on this for how long? How long have I been streaming, actually? Because I've been working on this for a little bit. It's spent a good 20 to 30 minutes dealing with something that was so simple to fix, and I just didn't see it. How long has this been going on for, huh? Let me go to my channel. How long has this stream been going on? Total of one person is... Oh, never mind. They're gone instantly. How long have I been going? 3 hours? Okay, yeah. Yeah, that is it for me. This is almost a 4-hour stream of me working on who knows what. Nothing, according to this. Let me put on the insane haircut. Oh yeah, look at that. You know what? Hold up. Let me make sure I get this. Yeah, there we go. This is the best hairstyle I've made so far. My goodness. I mean, my goodness. My goodness, you can't find any hairstyles better than this. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's it. That's actually it for me. I can't go on any longer. I can, but I'm not going to. I'm choosing not to. I am going to go off now and possibly see some people and whatnot. Anyway, it was fun hanging out. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Love you all know that you matter in this world. And that there's a lot that happens. But eventually, things will get better. Anyway, love you guys. Stay safe. Know that you matter. And I'll see ya.